We're at Rock Valley College today with Dr. Mathew Oakes. We want to talk about the RVC Votes Campaign. So tell me a little bit about this and why it's important.
So the RVC Votes Campaign, we started about this time last year, starting to put together the groundwork for it. It was an effort to mobilize students to register and engage with the democratic election process. Civic engagement is one of our core learning values here at the college, and we wanted to find a way to make sure that students knew how they went about voting, where they could go to vote, how did they research who the candidates were, all those kinds of things. And so we put together an action plan, found some students that were going to work with us, some funding, and we got to work.
You know, what have we been able to do?
We started with sort of a blank slate. We found some great national partners that gave us some starting building blocks. And from there, we were able to secure $7,500 of funding so that we could pay for some students to go into classrooms who did nonpartisan voter education presentations, where they talked about why it was important to vote, local elections, ballot initiatives, and then we were able to actually invite the Rockford Board of Elections to campus, and they set up an early voting site for the 2 weeks before the federal election in November, and we had almost 2,000 people here on campus voting.
Wow.
There was a lot of people as they were coming in that just were really grateful that they had a place that was close to home, easy parking, and then our students as well, who were able to take some time out of their day and go over and vote before they went home, before they went to their next class.
So what do you think about the future for this campaign?
So the plan is to keep rolling forward. We are working with student leaders, but also the college leadership to figure out if we can find some funding, figure out how to keep going. But we are already putting together local voter guides to help our students understand what the next local election looks like on April 1st, where they can find information about who's going to be on that ballot, and just kind of keep moving forward. In fact, I think local elections are often more important for college students and young people than national and federal elections. And so we really want to make sure that students are prepared to participate on April 1st.
Lily and Jazmine are with me now. So Lily, you are a student here at RVC. Jazmine, you are the former RVC student government president. So let's start with you. Tell me about what you had taken part in with the RVC Votes campaign.
So as a part of the initial proposal to bring RVC Votes to Rock Valley College, along with the former student trustee, and it was such an exciting experience with Dr. Oakes and Dr. Gilbert to bring something so amazing and something that students are able to use for the rest of their lives to the college. And I think the most important part of it is really just teaching students how to advocate for themselves.
So Lily, as an ambassador, tell us what you were doing. What does that mean?
So I just was, whenever I had time, I would go to different buildings, different classrooms, and I would give these presentations. They were about 15, 20 minutes of nonpartisan information. Basically, we weren't really focused on like who's running or what this is. It was mostly, this is what's going to be on your ballot, because a lot of first-time voters, myself included, don't know about ballot referendums, so like those yes/no questions on the ballot, and that was incredibly helpful because I honestly had no clue before I started what those were, so it was incredibly helpful. And then teaching people how to like fill it out, how it's kind of like a Scantron, and because it can be a little intimidating.
Yeah, and I feel like, I mean, I'm way older than you guys, but I remember being your age, and the first time you vote, a lot of kids are in college, that's when they turn 18 or they have their first, especially presidential election. Some of those terms are confusing, they don't make sense, you're kind of like afraid to like look dumb asking a question maybe, but with that info coming from your peers, that's so helpful.
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree. I would definitely encourage anybody interested in any issues, which is practically everybody, to get out and exercise your right to vote or advocate.
Spirit Day is next. Tamanique and Ross are setting up the cocktail bar. We will be right back.